I spent years trying to fix midlife and menopause by adding more habits, more goals, more effort. Turns out I had it completely backward. What actually changed everything were the things I let go of. I call them my unhabits, things I stopped doing to feel lighter. If you've been doing all the things and are still feeling tired, this is for you. I'm sharing the 5 that made the biggest difference for me. So let's get into unhabit number 1. I spent my 30s and 40s exhausted. Raising kids, building a business with my husband, volunteering, keeping the house going. It was non-stop. The busy season never ended. And the crazy part was, I was proud of it. I heard, "I don't know how you do it all," so many times that I started to wear it as a badge of honor. But then one day I heard it again and I was like, yeah, how do I do all this? Why do I do all of this? That question started to change everything because I finally realized that what I was missing was not more habits, more structure, more time management. It was something much simpler. So unhabit number 1 is you don't have to earn your rest. Now for all the midlife mamas out there, I'm going to say it again. You do not have to earn your rest. I used to believe that I had to earn the right to slow down after my to-do list was done, after everyone else's needs were met. But rest isn't a reward. It's an essential part of a healthy lifestyle. It's something I work on all the time with my clients in the Thrive method. Because when our hormones start to dip, our bodies need extra support. And rest is one of the best forms of it. You know you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself. So I've learned that if I'm not excited to say yes to something, then it's a no. And as I became an empty nester and my schedule cleared up a little, I made sure I didn't backfill it with more busyness. And I think of myself like a phone battery. I don't wait till I'm at 1% battery to recharge. Rest can be a nap, an early bedtime, doing something fun, a walk outside, some kind of self-care, or whatever recharges you. So I challenge you this week, schedule something that recharges you before you need it. If you're tired of guessing what's going on with your body, my Girlfriend's Guide to Menopause breaks down the 10 shifts that help me get my energy back. The link is down below. Once I gave myself permission to slow down occasionally, I then needed to start giving myself permission to let go of this next habit. I was the queen of all or nothing. I was either all in or I was out. So if I couldn't do that scheduled workout, then I skipped it. If I ate junk food, then the day was shot. If I was, at the end of the day, not even close to the 10,000 steps, I'd give up and sit on the couch. And then I started realizing that's why all those diets never worked. Yes, I was all in at the beginning, but then I slowly quit. That yo-yo was tanking my progress. So unhabit number 2 is letting go of perfectionism. I know as Gen Xers, this is a hard one for us. We like to people please. We like to see ourselves as getting that gold star. But I had to let go of that thought because you know what? Progress was what I was after, not perfection. So I stopped asking myself, can I do this perfectly? Am I all in? And started asking myself, what can I do? How can I do at least something towards this goal? And when I did that, everything changed. I started noticing more results. I realized I didn't need A+ work every day. As the old saying goes, D's get degrees. And in our healthy habits, that is certainly the case. I'd rather you do a little bit each day than do one big workout and then skip the rest of the week. It's those little bitty steps that make a huge difference. Doing something beats doing nothing every single time. So if you've called yourself an all or nothing person, thinking that was a good thing, it's time to let go of that. I love to teach how to sneak in these habits so that you don't have to keep starting over on Monday. So on the days when you're feeling like more the nothing than the all in, make the next right choice. If you skip the workout, go for a short walk. Eat junk food, make the next meal healthier. Instead of, why can't I follow through? Ask yourself, how can I? What's something little I can do? Make the next right choice and you're on track to see results. So as I was trying to slow down, have that rest, and be all in on my life, I realized this other time waster had snuck in. When we were kids, when we were curious about learning something, we had to wait till we got home and looked it up in the encyclopedia. We didn't feel deprived, we just felt curious. And then if we were bored, we went outside and played with our friends. Our moms didn't know where we were, and we felt free. But now we're tethered to our phones. We say we're so busy, but if you look up on your screen time, it tells a different story. So unhabit number 3 is a digital detox. I've shared before, I'm reading the book, How to Break Up with Your Phone, and it is eye-opening. I used to reach for my phone when I was tired, stressed, bored, and 5 minutes could turn into 45 minutes with the blink of an eye. And you know what? It didn't make me feel better. So I'm trying to be more intentional with how I use technology. Before I pick up my phone, I ask myself, how do I want to feel after I use it? What am I going to use it for? Being intentional about what your purpose is. And is there something else I should do instead? Of course, there's going to be times when you do want to use it and it brings you joy, but we're trying to reduce that mindless scrolling that just drains your energy. So remember that home phone? It stayed in one spot till we got cool and got those cordless ones. But we used it to connect with people. It brought us joy. But once we walked away, we weren't thinking about it and we were unreachable. Remember how free that felt? I want us to bring that idea back. Have less reliance on this. So now when I run a short errand, I'm going to leave this in the car. If I'm going for a walk in the evening, I'm leaving it behind. No music or podcast, just time with my thoughts. Or if I'm going with Brady, we're time to talk. When I want to learn something new, I read a book and I actually remember it. When I want connection, I text or call someone instead of doing the mindless scrolling. Let's make our phones again. And honestly, the only times I feel good after using it is when I connect with people. So my challenge is, check your screen time on your phone and see small ways where you can take back some time for yourself. You're worth it. As I spend less time scrolling social media, it made this next habit easier to let go of. For so long, productivity was my badge of honor. I took pride in being busy, like I was doing something right. I was important. I loved getting good grades back when I was in school. I loved to impress people that I had an engineering degree. I loved being the overachiever. Unfortunately, it's easy to get caught up in that peer pressure, even in our 50s. So unhabit number 4 is releasing the need for external validation. We don't need others to think we're great. We need to believe that about ourselves. Regardless of what is on our resume, God loves us for who we are, and it's time for us to do the same. I know I would go to a ladies' night and not order a drink, and a little voice whispered to me, "You're being boring." I'd hear friends gush about how much they love cruises. It didn't appeal to me, but I wondered, am I missing out? And then I used to post every healthy meal, every workout, any inspirational thing I could on Instagram, supposedly to inspire people. But if I'm being honest, it was also to give myself a pat on the back. Look what I'm doing. Look how I'm taking charge of my health. And I realized that's not authenticity, it's performance. I was still performing. Peace came when I stopped performing and started living aligned with my own values. Less proving, more being. I'm proud to say I'm old enough to finally let go of peer pressure, and I think you are too. It reminds me of the verse from Hebrews 12:1. Let us run with endurance the race set before us. Your race isn't anyone else's. You don't have to keep up, compare, or prove anything. Just stay faithful to your own lane. So this week, ask yourself, where am I performing instead of just being who I am? Once I stopped living for approval, I finally had space to ask, who am I really? For years, I was the fixer, the doer, the good student, the caretaker. Being needed made me feel valuable. But midlife has a way of shaking things up. So unhabit number 5 is letting go of old identities that no longer fit. I know I used to believe that I wasn't an athlete, but now I love gym workouts. I love playing pickleball. I used to believe that I should be backstage, behind the scenes person. And now I love speaking and creating here on YouTube. I was the daughter, the mother, the caretaker. And now I take care of myself. I was a worrier. And now I worry less and pray more. I'm not losing myself. I'm becoming a new version of me. And you know what? I like her. The roles that once defined us do not have to confine us. It's like pruning a tree, cutting back old growth so new life can bloom. One of the fun things about getting older is we get to reinvent ourselves over and over again. So ask yourself, what identity is it time to release? And what is ready to emerge? These 5 unhabits have brought me more peace and purpose than a new routine ever could. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do in midlife is simply let go. And when you finally let go, you create space for joy. If you're ready for more joy, watch this video here. It's all about bringing back curiosity, connection, and fun. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.